All right, we've already gone over how to establish business credit. We'll just do a little bit of a refresher as we get ready to go into how to literally start building your business credit. So again, number one, you want to make sure you incorporate your business with the state. And the way you do that is you can go to your local Secretary of State to make sure that, one, nobody has the business name that you want and that you get the one that you desire that goes along with all your branding across the board, okay? Get your employee identification number, your EIN, federal tax ID. I believe everybody should have one. Make sure you set your business bank account up. You're going to need the first two to go do the third. Make sure you establish your business address. If you don't have a brick and mortar location, remember you can get a virtual office. And also, if you are going to really want to make sure that your company looks credible, don't use your personal cell phone number or business number that you already have for another business. Get your own number for that particular business. You can do so by going to call 8, KALL8. You can go to Ring Central and Sideline, just to name a few. But obviously, it's your choice what you want to use. Once you finish all that, make sure you list yourself with 401. And all you got to do is go to listyourself.net. To do that is free. Make sure you have your website and all the information about your business that's pertinent on your website. Again, it just adds to the validation and credibility process. One of the most important things is to get your Duns and Bradstreet number, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth in a few minutes. And you'll start obtaining business credit with no PG, no personal guarantee, once you get all your Duns and Bradstreet stuff in place and the other two major credit bureaus for business. You'll establish a line of credit with vendors, Uline, Granger, and Quill, just to name a few. And I can't emphasize this more than anything else. Now that you're building from scratch, make sure you're paying your bills on time. All right. Before I get into the Duns and Brads, I want to just say something. Like, there are 3 big business credit reporting agencies. That's Duns and Bradstreet, or Dun and Bradstreet, excuse me, Experian, and Equifax. Those are the big 3 business credit bureaus that generate business credit reports. And these credit reports are created automatically as your business creditors begin to report. Therefore, when applying for business credit with a creditor, it is important that you select creditors that report to your business credit, because what you'll find out is that there are a whole lot of them that are not reporting. They only usually report when you have negative credit. So you want to make sure they're actually reporting your monthly payments and all the things that you're doing to build your business credit. I can't emphasize that enough. It's nothing wrong with asking them, hey, do you report to Duns and Bradstreet? Do you report to Experian or Equifax? And I do it all the time. Because see, each commercial credit bureau looks at the information they gather in a slightly different way, which can make understanding business credit reports a bit confusing. And here's why you need to know about business credit bureaus and the information they collect, as well as what they report and how it affects your business credit. Okay. Now, Duns and Bradstreet is the biggest of the 3, and it's actually the only one that focuses exclusively on credit. They primarily report on how a business interacts with vendors and other suppliers, which is why potential suppliers often look at your DMB report before they offer you business trade credit. In addition to business data submission by the supplier, DMB also looks at public records, industry data, and other historical data in your DMB file to compile, their credit scores, which is known in the industry as the Paydex score. So the way you get your Paydex score is you have to set up and get your Duns number, okay? And it's a 100-point Paydex score, and it reflects how reliable you've been when it comes to paying your bills and keeping your financial obligations to the vendors and suppliers that report to DMB. And unfortunately, if you are currently with a supplier that does not report to DMB or any of the other 2 credit bureaus, it's my suggestion that you, honestly, if you can, you leave them, because there's no sense of paying and wasting the money if you can go with a company that sells the same product and reports, okay? So that's just my little suggestion right there. Now, how you apply for your free Duns number with DNB. And remember, I want to emphasize it is free. Somebody trying to charge you for your DUNS number, that's not cool, because all you got to do is go to the website, dnb.com. On the link, I think it's get DUNS number. And then it's got a drop down on there, and it says on the primary reason for DUNS number, and you choose what best applies for your business. Then what you want to do is you want to fill out all of the form, especially where they have the asterisks at. And you don't have to fill out anything that doesn't require you to fill out. Like if it's not a asterisk on there, you don't have to fill it out. But once you finish filling out, submit the form, it will give you a search result. And if you do not find your business in the search result, then click Get DUNS number at the bottom of the search list. And what it will do is it will routinely route you to a page where there are about 3 options to choose from. And what you do is you choose and click Get Started. And the first box, which is the Duns and Brad's DUNS number plus a credit signal, and this is free. If anytime they start asking for money, you back out. You're going to fill out, put your name, first and last, and your email address. Select that you agree to the product licensing agreement in the private policy box, then click register. You'll receive an email with a temporary password. What I want you to do is manually type or copy and paste that temporary password that they provide, which is in the email that they sent you. Now, obviously, you're going to go there, put it in, log in, and then they'll ask you to change the password. Change the password, the whole thing that comes with that. It's pretty simple. Once you have it set up, they're going to mail you out via email, I believe, your Duns and Bradstreet number. You want to make sure every vendor that reports to DNB, when they ask you for your Duns number, you put that in there so it can generate your Paydex score, okay? Now, one of the things I want you to remember is when it comes to business credit, there's 4 tiers of business credit. Tier 1, basic trade line credit, that's like your net 30 accounts. Tier 2, advanced trade credit. Again, that's like secure cards, credit cards that you're able, unsecured credit cards that you're able to get in your business name without personally guaranteeing it. Bank lending, and then the next one for tier 4 is investors. What I've done is literally, there's a book that you can pay for and download that literally has every single vendor for each tier. Trust me, this is going to make your life so much easier. And the cool thing about it is, and this is why I like to continue to add value to whatever it is you're doing, because what's going to happen is you're going to find out that some of these vendors you don't really want to work with because they're like kind of irrelevant to the business you're in. But from gas cards to whatever you can think of, computers, the whole 9, there are net 30 vendors out there that will give you product that you can pay for and build business credit at the same time. So what I've done for each tier, I have a bunch of vendors that you don't just readily find out about on your own. It's a little digging, but I've done the work for you. Or you can do, you can buy the tiers separately, or you can buy them all at one time. And some of them I'm giving to you, but nevertheless, this is going to change your business and add tons of value to your business. So let's talk about tier 1 net 30 vendors that report that you can start off with. These are just examples. You don't have to use them, but you can start off with them. Shirtsy. Now, I've heard at different times they're reporting, they're not reporting, they're reporting. So what I would do is before you set the account up, I'll reach out to them. The information about them is on their website. You see the website on the screen, and ask them if they're still reporting. If they are, they usually report to, which is awesome, DNB, Experian, and Equifax Commercial, which means they report to all big 3, okay? And this is important as you're building your tier 1 credit, and you'll see why soon. Strategic Network Solutions. And as you can see with Shirtsy, there's a $99 fee to get started. And they're giving like people between 2,000 and 3,000 sometimes of trade line, So Network Solutions, $80 minimum. And after that, they give you 2K trade line, okay? Now they report to Experian, Commercial, and FICO. So you see they report to one of the big three. All right, you got Granger, they report to D&B. You got Uline, I love them because they report to D&B and Experian. And anytime you can get a vendor that is reporting to multiple credit bureaus or business credit bureaus, the better, okay? Quill reports to D&B and Experian. Again, I love it. NavBoost, which everybody who is building business credit should have this trade line on their business credit report, because this is also how you actually check your business scores. So think about that. You're getting trade line credit so that you can check your business scores. And I mean, it's really inexpensive after you add the discount code 20 forever. I think it's 24 a month. Trust me, I suggest that everybody that is building business credit has it so that you can check your scores on a regular basis. And look, they report to the big three, okay? Now, if in a perfect world you use all of these vendors, you would have 5 reporting to D&B, 5 reporting to Experian, okay? Let's talk about 30-day tier 1 vendors. One of them is creditstrong.com. So if you're looking to build your scores a little faster, you can do some of these. Creditstrong.com, they report to D&B. Biz Credit Central, they report to D&B. eCredible, they actually take bills that you're already paying, and as you pay them and you add them to this eCredible account, they'll report to D&B and Equifax and start generating your scores. So if you already have a bill with Verizon, you can add that Verizon bill to eCredible, and it will report every month that you're paying it to D&B and Equifax for your business. I like that. I've used that on several of my bills because I'm already paying them anyway. And again, I already told you about Nav Boost or Business Boost. They report to all 3. And then they got this company called Red Spectrum Services, where you can get websites and all kind of things done. And as you pay for them monthly, it reports to Equifax and CreditSafe. All right. So what you want to do is you want to purchase from these vendors until they report before you move on to tier 2. And to graduate to tier 2, you need at least 3 trade lines reporting to D&B to earn an 80 Paydex score, and 4 trade lines reporting to Experian to earn a 70 plus score. Once you have generated an 80 Paydex score and a 70 Experian score, you can start moving on to tier 2. Now, again, I have all the tiers available so that you don't have to do the hard work. I've already done it, which will add tons of value to your business and allow you to scale up fast. Okay. Again, you'll need 3 trade lines. I always tell people I try to do at least 5 a piece, but that's just me, because that way I know that within 90 days, if I'm only using the net 30 accounts that report quarterly, then I know within 90 days I'm going to have an 80 Paydex score and a 70 plus experience score. And I'm telling you from my own personal experience, once this happened, I was able to go and get me a Sam's credit card with literally no PG, because all of my information was the same across the board on everything when they went to verify, register with 401, the whole 9. And again, I had the trade lines reporting that I needed to generate the scores. And not just that, I was able to get an American Express card and a couple other cards, to be honest with you. So you want to make sure you follow these things to a T. Obviously, if you need me, feel free to reach out to me, and we can continue to build together. All right, thank you. And hopefully this is going to help you get to your tier 2. And like I said, it's really simple. I suggest you just get the whole book on tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that way, once you generate the scores that you need for each tier, you can just continue to move on up. All right. Thank you. And I look forward to hearing from you. And I'll see you at the top.